So keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound and follow the sound, please. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. Do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So bring attention to your body, please. Observe head to toes yourself and say Sopatveva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge in this moment with this sitting. May my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalations. So in the beginning, we're going to relax our body step by step. Following my words, mentally relax your body, please. Relax your head. Relax your forehead. Relax your eyebrows. Relax your eyes. Relax your ears. Relax your nose. Relax your upper lip. Relax your lower lip. Relax your chin. Relax your whole face muscles. Relax your teeth. Relax your tongue. Relax your mouth. Relax your throat. Relax your neck. Relax your shoulders, arms, elbow, forearms, palms, fingers, fingertips. Relax your whole back muscles and relax your spine. Relax your chest and relax your abdominal muscles. Relax your lungs. Relax your heart. Relax your liver. Relax your kidneys. Relax your gallbladder. Relax your pancreas. Relax your small intestine. Relax your large intestine. Relax your abdominal organs. Relax your buttock. Relax your thigh. Relax your knee. Relax your calf muscles. Relax your foot and relax your toes. Relax your whole body muscles, tendons, ligaments, bone marrows, and whole skeleton. Release the tension in your mind and keep relax your face muscles. So bring your attention to in front of your nose and your upper lip area. Deeply and gently breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. So now allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. And when it happens, just recognize inhalation as inhalations, exhalations as exhalations. So don't interfere with a natural process of your inhalation, exhalation. Don't try to have mental conversation. Don't comment on your experience. Simply observe and recognize. So just allow it to happen itself. And recognize inhalation as inhalations, exhalations as exhalations. Do nothing extra. don't have the idea of I inhale or I exhale. So they just get out of that view. Your inhalation, exhalation is a natural process. Just observe how it happens naturally itself. If your mind go here and there, bring it back again and again. Bring a little bit more attention and follow the entire continuation of the inhalation and exhalation. Knowingly, this is the beginning, this is the middle, this is the end of the inhalations or exhalations. So just follow the entire continuation of the inhalation and exhalation. Some inhalation exhalations may become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold. Just recognize each and every inhalation, exhalation has its own unique behavior, nature. Just allow everything to settle down itself. And when inhalation, exhalation happen itself, it will calm down your body. So just observe calming down your body, how inhalation happens, calming down your body, how exhalations happens. Calming down your mind, how the inhalation, exhalation happens. Calming down inhalation, exhalation, how itself inhalation, exhalations happens. This is not happening in the past or in the future. This is happening this very moment. Right now, right here. So this is what you need to recognize. See how moment by moment your sensation or the recognition and the recognizer both change. Arising is existing and disappearing itself. There is no doer. There is no such observer separate from what you observe. There is no experiencer. Whatever happening in this very moment is the result of experience. So just drop the dualistic mind, comparison. Be with the moment of sensation. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this with clear intention, mentally, repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe, and may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. and upward. To all 6 directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, as all of you know, all over the world, people nowadays, more than any other time, they keep thinking about their physical health. And everyone, and always trying to develop their immunity and trying to stay healthy, to prevent from virus. But at the same time, if you look very carefully, and according to the Buddha's teaching, this becoming itself, dying, decay, and becoming itself is kind of like a disease, like a virus. So according to the Buddha's teaching, it's nothing wrong that you gain the comfort with this conventional health, conventional life. But your purpose should be to find the total liberation and the health mean, and according to the Vipassana knowledge, the health mean get out of this samsaric journey. Otherwise, it is kind of like a disease. And this disease, and we don't know, and in very next moment, where it trying to take us. So even though we have this all material things, the physical world around us, there is a moment come, this everything going to disappear from you. You have to get into only one thought. There is no way that you can even reflect on something or remind on something, asking for something. There is no time for that. So then you have to develop a method while you're living in this conventional life, not to hold it to this whatever day-to-day experience. And at the same time, deeply in your subconscious mind or in your deeper heart, you have to develop an art to keep focused towards some profitable skill which you can hold into if there is a emergency moment come. That means when you are sick, if you have any difficulty, when you are in trouble, in the middle of that, whatever the difficulty, what you can reflect on. And see, sometimes whatever that people keep thinking, that things suddenly come to. When they see something, when they get afraid, when they have the fear. So like F word, when sometimes some people, and when they become happy, they say this F word. And then they become miserable. When they get sad, that time also they say the F word. So why it happen like that way? That because it always in their mind, that's why it pop up. So then you have to remember in day-to-day life, whatever you reflect on in day-to-day life, it's going to naturally pop up and come into your mind. So then it is very important yourself, consciously you keep something reflect in your mind again and again, again and again. And then it will help you when you are in difficulty, when you are in sudden moment, when you are in emergency moment, naturally that word come to your mind. So developing awareness and developing tranquility state, also practicing like this meditation also will help you slowly that whatever situation come in that middle of that situation, you can come to the point to observe the sensation of inhalation, exhalation, rather than reflect on something regarding past or the future. Because whatever you hold regarding past or the future, what will happen, it always going to bring some kind of mental formations. But in the present moment, you no need to think about something. That is where the mind becomes completely released from thought patterns. It's just merged with only the experience. When you are merged with harmonized with the experience, there is nothing to think. So that is only the moment that you experience in the present moment. Otherwise, always you will keep thinking something. So if you are not able to settle down in the present moment consciously, you cannot see the change. It is just become only an idea. So that idea of regarding the change not going to help for you to get out of this sansara. So because that idea also depend on your thoughts. So our main purpose is releasing your mind from thoughts. So for that, in the beginning, you have to get into the primary mental object. And then little by little, you will be able to settle down with the present moment and more comfortably. And that is the most safest and comfortable place that you can keep your mind. See that whatever you think about past to the future, and end of this all, you're going to find the unhappiness, sadness, worry, disappointment. It doesn't matter how beautiful it is. If it is related to past or if it is related to future, always it's going to end with the unhappy state. But in your mind, there is a place in right now, right here, whatever happened, if you able to harmonize with that moment, that is the only place. There is no danger, no unhappiness, no sadness, worry, disappointment. And even there is nothing to enjoy about it. So remember that. Because if you look for enjoyment or the satisfaction, the pleasure, that idea also depending from the deeper, you have intention to escape from the sadness, worry, disappointment. But in the present moment, it deeply take you to the moment to experience without sadness, worry, disappointment, or the happiness, joy, pleasure. You come to only the moment of experience. So then develop that skill in you, because one day it will help for you. Because there is a moment come, this everything disappear, no one can help for you in that very moment. If you are able to reflect on the present moment of experience and recognize the change, and as a human being, that is the highest level that you can experience in this human life. Because that is the reality. That is why. It is not an illusion. It is not an imagination. That is the really happening, not only in you, in this entire universe. Just as a simple example, that's why we observe the inhalation, exhalation. It gives a very simple example. So there was a woman during Buddha's time, and then she became a nun during her middle age, and her name called Dhamma. So this nun used to practice meditation, but she didn't get any result. And then she got old, and then with the help of a stick, and she used to walk with the walking stick, and she used to go for looking for food, house to house. And she was so old, and when other people saw her, and people became so worried about her, because how she can manage herself. I think another few days she's going to have the very difficult, hard time. So somehow she able to go house to house and find little bit food for her to survive. So then what happened one day, while she walking with this walking stick, or begging for the food with the begging bowl, she fell down on the road. And when she fell down, the begging bowl, and leave her hand, and the walking stick separate from her hand, and then her own body collapsed, and she fell down. In that very moment, she reflect on the selflessness. And while she fell down to the ground, and she understood this everything has its own way to go. And there is nothing that we can hold as self. And in that very moment, while she fell down to the ground, she attained to the enlightenment. See, that immeasurable moment. So how about if you look in this very conventional life, ordinary life, if you look very old person, fell down, we feel so sorry, sad. But look, that it can happen to us also. But rather than becoming worried, sad, disappointed, in any situation, you can transform it to your liberation. If you practice something mindfully, it's going to help for you. It will happen to you in many different ways. Maybe you're not going to fall down like that, but still maybe there is a different way it can come to you. So if you develop that method, that profitable skill, someday, somewhere, somehow, it's going to help for you. So that's why it is your responsibility. Always remember, keep harboring your thoughts, your mind towards some skill, that some profitable skill. Always, whenever something happens, always reflect on something. So then if you practice, what will happen? That will going to become more stronger. And that will bring the clarity to you. And that clarity will help you to uplift your awareness from this conventional grasping, holding nature. So it is why that we have to have some kind of a strong practice, because our mind rooted with the certain mental qualities, volitional states, and you don't see. We all in this conventional life as ordinary people experience this life because we rooted with something. It called in Dharma, it called Mula, or another way it called Hetu, or conditions. Another way it called roots. There are 6 kind of roots that in within us. That mainly, but mostly, there are 3 roots so powerful, and that 3 roots help us to get nourished and have this conventional life. Those are called Lobha, Dvesa, Moha. That is the Pali term. So when it comes to English, greed, hate, and delusion. Those are the 3 roots mainly hold us to this conventional life. So then, to transform this conventional life, to get into your liberation also, what you need to do, little by little, you have to cut down these 3 roots and develop another 3 roots. And that called Alobha, Adosa, Amoha. So that's mean it's kind of like you uprooting the greed, hatred, and the delusion, and then you allow rooted to be greedlessness and hatelessness, undeludedness. So when you able to develop that 3 parts, then what will happen anymore when you end this, whatever the thoughts, there is no way that thought's going to hold another thought. So then your mind come to a moment, it's not kind of like a habitual actions going to happen from your bodily, verbally, mentally action, out of your bodily, verbally, mentally actions. It become more conscious. So then each and every bodily, verbally, mentally action you perform consciously. So that why these three mula or the roots happening in us with the greed, hatred, and the delusion. So the nothing wrong with your eye, nothing wrong with your mind, nothing wrong with your world, nothing wrong whatever happening with us. So then there are certain reasons this becoming happens. It's not because of some creator, some power behind us, and a third party decision. It happened according to necessary cause and conditions. So what are those? Why the greed comes to us? Why the hatred come to us? Why the delusion happening in us? Even though we don't like it, why it keep happening? So today we're going to break down this. And once you become very clear with that, that will help for you to uproot this all the greed, hatred, and the delusion, because now you recognize where it is and how it holds this ground. And once you're able to uproot, that uprooting itself means you planting that other aloba, adosamo, or the greedlessness, hatelessness, and undeludedness. So it's kind of like you planting that roots. So those are the helping for you to transform your life to the liberation, so that the liberation doesn't happen itself. So just imagine you close your eyes, you sit, and then don't think that your liberation going to happen that way. It doesn't matter 100 years you sit, it's not going to happen. There were yogis, there were many ascetics. Then in the ancient time, they used to practice without moving their body like a piece of rock, piece of wood. They used to keep their body believing one day this is going to transform them to liberation. But Buddha is the one who taught us, practicing like that way, you cannot gain this. It is a conscious decision you have to take while you uprooting, and you have to plant other part of that mental formations. And that's the way that you can little by little strengthen your awareness. So the first one, the greed. Why the greed happens? So the greed happens because of unwise reflection on an attractive object. So this is very important. Unwise reflection on an attractive object. That is where the greed comes. So if you don't reflect and unwisely, that is the important thing, unwisely reflect. So it is nothing wrong with reflecting something. But the thing is, unwisely you reflect. So what is this unwise? That unwise means whatever the object you see, even it is beautiful, nice, you reflect thinking there is something exist. That is what called unwise. So if you able to recognize or the understand, things appear as a result of cause and conditions, and when that cause and the conditions change, the whatever the outcome also going to change. So then the Buddha never talk about nothingness. There is nothing. No, there is something. There is a you and me. See this, we are here. But the thing is, what you experience, there is a cause. And behind that cause, there is a condition. And it bound that whatever you experience, it bound to that condition. So if you able to see the cause, and then you can see the conditions. And whenever the conditions change, whatever the outcome going to change. But in day-to-day life, whatever that attractive objects come to us, that attractiveness is going to happen natural. But the thing is, when you hold it, reflect on it unwisely, that means that, oh, there is something. That idea of something always bring us the greed. So not the attractiveness. The way if it's something beautiful, you experience that beauty. That is it. And even the Buddha also many times appreciate the song, the music, and telling, oh, it is so beautiful. And Buddha also appreciate the beauty of the nature, seeing the landscape. See that even the Buddha see the beauty, and the Buddha know how it appear to be like that. So then sometimes when it come to our conventional life, we think that when we see some beautiful, we say, no, it is not beautiful. Don't see like that way. So we try to block our mind from there. Don't see it as a beauty. Don't see something as nice. And some people think this Buddhism always taught about to see things in an ugly way. No. So you can see the beauty, see whatever as it is. But at the same time, recognize that what you experience come to you as a result of the cause and conditions. And whatever the conditions change, and out of that change, the whatever you experience, the cause going to change. So how you can understand this? Just by thinking, you cannot understand it. So that's why you come to a place to observe. And when you observe again and again yourself, and there is a moment you come to this very experience. And the hatred, how the hate arises in us. The hate arises unwise reflect on a repulsive object. So repulsive object and unwise reflect. So that is that the unwise there, what it called unwise. So whatever unpleasant, disgust, distaste, so whatever the experience happened, then you take it as something. And then you reflect on it, believing there is something. So just imagine if there is an enlightened master and taste the sugar, and it feel the taste and according to this human body. And if that enlightened master tastes the salt, and that enlightened master is going to feel the salty. And when you attain to enlightenment, that feeling is not going to change. Then that's mean your entire this physical reaction going to change. It is not like that. So this is here unwise reflect on. That is the important thing that you have to understand. So whatever the the sweet or bitter, that bitterness, you believing there's something, and then you reflect on that. And as a result of that, what will happen? The hate arise. So otherwise, whatever the bitterness arise, and if you're able to see the cause and the conditions, the cause always bound to the conditions. So that when the conditions change, the cause or the result going to change. If you recognize that, even any repulsive object arises to you, unpleasant, disgust, any object arises to you in that very moment, not regarding the even putting to the past or the putting in that very moment when it arises itself, and you get out of that, reflect, thinking that there is something, then itself you come to a point not to hold it. So then the mind detached from the head. So then the unwise reflection, from where it comes, because we don't see the cause and conditions, causality. So then whenever that in day-to-day life, in ordinary life, in very conventional life, so whatever happens to you, always remember in you, rather than fighting with the result, rather than going with the result. So rather than going with the feelings, rather than going with the outcome, always learn to look from where this comes. That looking itself, another way it called vipassana knowledge, analytical meditation. So you develop an analytical mind, and in the very moment when you look from where this comes, your mind get out of the holding the outcome. When something happens, in that very moment, if you have the intention to look from where this comes, in that very moment, your mind becomes free from the very result. So when you are free from the result of whatever the action, why? Because your mind looking for from where this comes. When your mind becomes free from the result, there is no way it's going to clinging or go behind the result. So that is where like, dislike going to become free from your mind. Still you will experience, but not bound to the any end of the one side of the like or dislike. And the delusion, from where the delusion comes. So the delusion arises when you have the self-centered mind. This is me. I experience this. So the greed come, unwise reflect on an attractive object. That unwise mean there is something. And the hate arise, unwise reflect on repulsive object and believing there is something. And the delusion come when you experience anything with there is somebody. That means I experience this. So that's why through the meditation, when you observe, and we always mention the subject and the object, the both depend on according to its own experience. and the condition of your mind come out of the perception, and at the same time, the perception can change according to the condition of the mind. Understand it very carefully. According to the perception that you perceive, the perceiver or the experiencer going to come, and that's where your awareness arises. And at the same time, according to the condition of the perceiver or your mind or your awareness, whatever you perceive can change. So that is why this observer and what we observe, it is very difficult to understand. That's why we always dividing. When we divide things, when we have the dualistic mind to compare, it is very easy for us. But when we recognize this all come as a result of one thing, that is a kind of like make us crazy. So you are a listener, and here I talk, and then at the same time, if you are not there, I'm not here. If I'm not here, you are not there. But at the same time, we think, oh, this monk keep talking, I'm listening. Of course. But at the same time, if somebody come to a kind of like a bird eye view, or maybe, from the space center and watching this both of us, you will see the both of us from this end to that end. There is no separation. So then that simile, can you expand to the entire world and to entire universe? So we feel darkness here, and somebody feel daytime. And if somebody from far away from this earth, if they look, that darkness and the daylight is coming from the same sun. So like that, everything around this, and you and me, and here having this session, and at the same time other people doing certain things. And how about if you're able to expand your awareness and the consciousness to recognize this everything happening as a part of one causality. Then you come to a point to understand beyond this conventional self-centered mind. So that uprooting these three volitions, or the mental formations, mental states itself, giving you freedom to the liberation. So then remember yourself. In Buddha's teaching, there's nothing, it's called resist, go away from, cut down, stay away. It's kind of course, in the certain basic teachings, it talk in a certain level, like precepts, discipline, and in the beginning, whoever beginner to practice, this all conventional. But when it comes to the deeper level of the root, that all happening according to the very behavior of our volitional state or the thinking mind. So then in mind, whatever we hold as believing there is something, it's going to take us there. So that doesn't mean, oh, then forget about, and then you come to a point, oh, then close your eyes and think there is nothing. So that way, it not allow us to get out of this. Why? because so far we came in this journey, holding and believing there is something. So even you just close your eyes and just thinking yourself there is nothing, that not going to allow you to get out of it. Just imagine when a newly born baby, within 1 hour, if that baby died, still that baby going to born again. That doesn't mean if the beginning of the 1 hour that the birth happened, if the baby died, that if the baby going to attain to enlightenment, it's not going to happen that way. So that's mean that this mental formations, the volitions, sanskara, it has a huge history and it rooted so deep. And just by thinking, you cannot uproot it. So that's why you have to follow this method. And by observing, recognizing, being patient to yourself, being sharp and clear and wise, energetic, mindful, and becoming very conscious, you have to take this out. Otherwise, there is no miracle going to happen and take you out from this. So that's why we practice this and developing our mind and developing these skills in you to transform yourself in a certain level by practicing yourself little by little, little by little, strengthening your awareness and your consciousness, your recognition, and with the energy applying the energy in that, and applying the clarity, applying the strength into this practice day by day, day by day. When you develop this path, and there is a moment come, you're going to fulfill your journey. So it's like when the farmer go and put the seed, very next day, he cannot get the harvest. So, but he keep watering, protecting it, and soil and putting the necessary soil and take care it in a certain level. The tree itself going to give the harvest. So same like just pushing yourself, asking yourself, and praying yourself, you cannot get it. Only thing is water your heart. Water your heart. Keep practice. Keep practice. In a certain level, the transformation going to happen. So with that, I bless upon everyone. With this good practice, may all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding, and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatantarayo sukhi digayuko bhavat. Ittavatacha ammihi sampadam punya sampadam. Sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idamme punya kammanga savattaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.